I want us to listen to a very interesting clip here, after which we are going to dissect it to see what it means politically. Have a look at this.
William Samoei Ruto wengi wamemlaumu sana, wanasema hajafanya kazi, na mimi naona bado ni mapema sana. Ama kivyako wewe unaonaje kazi ya Rais William Samoei Ruto?
William Ruto anafanya kazi. Ile uwizi inaendelea, hiyo pia ni kazi. Hiyo ni kazi nzuri sana. Na ile malalamiko yenye Wakenya wanalia, ambao walimpigia kura wanalia, njaa siji nini, hiyo ni kazi. Ama hiyo si kazi, ndugu yangu? Sasa William Ruto, fanya kazi. Chukua mashamba, chukua pesa, enda nao Saudia, nunua gold, eka huko, wacha Wakenya walie. Baba alisema huu ni mwizi. Uhuru ambaye alimwajiri akasema huu ni mwizi. Raila Odinga alifuta William Ruto kazi kwa Ministry of Agriculture baada ya William Ruto kuiba kupita kiasi. Raila akamfuta kazi. Uhuru akaja akamfuta kazi. Wewe mwananchi ukaona umwandike kazi. Sasa umemwandika kazi, kazi inaendelea. Kuleni jeuri yenu.
Yes, that's a very disappointed Kenyan stating facts as they are without fear or favor. It's true Uhuru Kenyatta warned Kenyans, and he told Kenyans very clearly in broad daylight, this is a man I've worked with. I know him. He's not fit worth holding any public office. Raila warned Kenyans. He worked with William Ruto. And I still remember Raila sacking William Ruto because of the maize scandal. Raila worked with William Ruto, he knew Ruto. Uhuru worked with William Ruto, he knew Ruto. They warned Kenyans, but a section of Kenyans never listened. Uhuru was forced to strip William Ruto of some of his powers when William Ruto's main job was just hovering around the country campaigning for 2022. Immediately Uhuru came to power in his second term, William Ruto started his campaigns for 2022 elections immediately. So he could go to an area and he could launch some projects that have not even been budgeted for, what we call ghost projects. He was seriously campaigning and even went ahead to buy some members of parliament. So he could go to a rally somewhere with these both members of parliament who could start singing his praises as they campaigned for him for 2022. With that realization, Uhuru had to strip him of some of his powers because he had actually become a tanga-tanga. As the president, what can you say William Ruto has done in the 1 year he has been the president? The only job William Ruto is doing, he is campaigning for 2027 presidential elections. That's what he did immediately Uhuru came to power in 2017. And it's very unfortunate that some Kenyans amongst us never learn. It's clear this is a president who has failed flat. No doubt about that. And when I say he has failed flat, I'm not taking sides. That's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. And the truth is only one. You cannot sugarcoat a lie to actually be the truth. The truth is one. William Ruto has done nothing. In fact, in the 1 year he has been in power, he has just been campaigning and adding more taxes on Kenyans. But in terms of service delivery, zero work. As more taxes are being added, We are seeing corruptions in magnitudes that have never been seen before. Already, the government has lost about 10 billion on edible oil imports, where we are being told that people close to power were given the express authority to export edible, or rather not export, to import edible oil into the country tax-free. Upon importing that edible oil, they sold it to the government. The government then sold it to the cartels, hence increasing the prices on edible oil products. Is 10 billion is gone. Just the other day, Controller of Budget, Margaret Nyakango, dropped a bombshell that if you look at the salaries of some of these top government officials, salaries have been almost tripled in the budget estimates. But in actual sense, those officials are only getting about a third of that salary estimate. The excess is being pocketed by some rogue individuals, rogue elements in the government. According to Auditor General's report, Kenya has been losing a third of its annual budget to corruption. In Ruto's government, Kenya is most likely going to lose 60% of its annual budget to corruption if this trend continues. So it's true, Ruto has failed to deliver. And it's very sad and very unfortunate that even with all that, some Kenyans have not yet learned something. And the new promises William Ruto is still making, some Kenyans are still falling for those lies. That's the most unfortunate bit about it. I don't know how we'll open Kenyan eyes. I don't know how we'll some Kenyans will never learn anyway, ladies and gentlemen. If you look at Ruto, and this is something I've been saying in this forum, if Kenyans make a mistake of giving William Ruto a second term, Ruto will come in, he will change the constitution to be a life president. Kenyans should know that in advance. A second term for William Ruto means he will change the constitution, he will become a life president, just as we are seeing in Uganda. And Kenyans should take that seriously. Before the elections, we used to analyze various scenarios in the event William Ruto could have become the president. For those who have been following us before the election, what we were saying that William Ruto would do as the president, he's doing them right now. It's a fact that last year's presidential election was rigged. All indicators were showing clearly William Ruto had no option of winning that election. And for those, in about a few hours ago, we have analyzed a video where Meg Whitman, US ambassador, is now admitting she made a mistake by saying last year's election, presidential election, was credible. So Whitman is also now just coming to terms with the reality that William Ruto never won last year's presidential election. And in this forum, we have all along been saying that William Ruto had no option of winning an election, but only through rigging. I'm now saying if Kenyans give William Ruto a second term, he will change the constitution, he will be a life president. Kenyans should at least learn to listen. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us and you feel you want to support our forum, for the forum to continue growing strong and stronger, contact me through that number below, or feel free to channel your support to that number. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.